Selling frozen yogurt at a fair. You make $565 and you use 250 cones. A single scoop costs $2 and a double scoop costs $2.50. How many of each type did you sell? How many of each type did you sell? Now, what looks a little different from this than the first two is, do you see how I have not already provided you with the different concepts? So, the two concepts they're talking about, one of them is cost. I'm going to write down cost. That's the easiest one. The other, we can find that actually in the question. They're talking about the quantity of each cone. The quantity of cones. So when we assign labels, we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go through 6 different concepts here. You'll write them down with me. Here we go. Let's start with what we don't know. And so I'm going to use a few abbreviations here. Number of single cones. That's what I'm trying to find. So I'm going to let that equal a capital S. Number of double cones. Again, that's what I'm trying to find. I'm going to have that be a capital D. Total cones sold equals 250. Cost of single cone equals $2. Cost of double cone equals $2.50. Total sales is $565. I'm going to begin writing my algebraic expressions, and I'm going to start with quantity of the cones because that's what I'm trying to find, right? So I know that single plus double together is 250. Single plus double is 250 cones. Now I'm going to add in the cost in my second equation. $2 for a single plus $2.50 for a double is the total sales of $565. All right, now for this problem, I'm going to introduce a concept called RREF. Please write down RREF. And in this problem, we're going to use an app on our calculator to actually solve it. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in what we know, and then we're going to learn how to use this app that will solve it for you. The first thing you need to do is you need to set up on your paper, what is this going to look like? So you're going to make brackets that look similar to mine. My first equation across the top, I'm going to look for the coefficients. 1, 250. 1, 250. The second line is 2, 2.50, and 565. This is a matrix. We used to work with these before Common Core at this level. Now they've been taken out. In this matrix, we call this the rows, and we call the top the columns. So for this particular problem, there are 2 rows, and for this particular problem, there are 3 columns. The rest of our work is done on the calculator until we answer a question that's been asked. So to do this, I'm going to slow it down. At any point, if you get lost, you're going to raise your hand at any point, and in back, we have a student tutor that will walk and they will help you. Walk over and help you. Okay, you ready? So turn on your calculator if it's not currently on. We want to clear the RAM. So how do we do that? You're going to find the blue button that's a second, press it once. Then find the plus key on the bottom right, press it. And now type in 7, 1, 2. If you don't have this, raise your hand right now. Okay. Your next thing you're going to do is you're going to go up here and we want to plug in this matrix that's been created to model this information. Please hit the blue key that says second. Go down 2 or 3 buttons straight down to find matrix and hit matrix. The arrows on the right hand side, I'd like you to scroll to the right. We need to edit and put in the information we have. So press enter for edit. You are always going to type in the number of rows followed by columns. So how many rows do we exactly have? So type 2 and press enter, followed by columns, which is 3. It's always rows by columns every time. Now you see some zeros. We're going to replace those zeros with the numbers we have. So my top is 1, 1, 250. After each time you put a number in, you're going to press enter and it'll move to the right. 1, 1, 250. Hands up if you are not to this point yet. I'm going to send somebody to you. Okay, my second line is 2. And then remember, it's 2 decimal 50 and 565. So I've entered all the information. What we're going to do next is we're going to quit out of this. It'll be saved. I'm going to open up the app that's going to solve it for me. So to quit out, you're going to find the blue button, and right next to it is the quit. So second, quit. Hands up if you need help, if you're not here right now. Okay, now we need to go find this app. So the app is going to be found in the matrix area. So go second, which is the blue key, and go straight down until you find matrix. We don't need to edit. We can see it's already here. Please scroll over 1 time to math. And go straight down, I believe it's number 8, and you're going to find RREF. Whoop. I guess it's letter B. RREF. Not REF, RREF. It stands for Row Reduction Echelon Form. Press enter 1 time. This is the application that's going to solve the problem for us. Okay, so we need to take what we already saved, and we're going to plug it in there. So please do second matrix. Can everybody see how, for instance, my A is highlighted with my answers? How many right now have A highlighted? Raise your hand. A is highlighted. Okay? Press enter 1 time. Enters the bottom right-hand corner. Press enter 1 more time. If you do not have this, raise your hand and somebody will come to you. If you do not have this, raise your hand high. Please no talking. What the heck does this mean? Please listen in with no talking. Please listen with no talking. Okay? The very first variable we have in our equations is S. What does S represent? That means the first answer is single cones. The second variable we have represents double cones. That means there are. So as a complete sentence down here, we will answer the question, how many of each type did you sell? You sold 120 single cones and 130 double cones.